Hello, welcome to another video. My name is Vicky, and I've set up this series of very occasional videos called Calling All Grandmothers, to encourage all the grandmothers out there that if you're still on this planet and alive, then God still has a purpose for you. We are still useful and we're still needed. So this is not just for grandmothers, of course, it's for grandfathers or anybody really, but I just thought I'd call it All Grandmothers because I am one. And it's just this lovely time of year. Here it is April 2021, mid-April. And although in this month we have seen snow, hail, rain, the sun is shining at the moment, the birds are singing, and it's a really beautiful day outside. And it just brings a sense of hope of, summer ahead and not too far away, and maybe a view out of lockdown. We know we've experienced this horrible year, but we've got some kind of light on the horizon where we may be encouraged. We've had restrictions slightly lifted, and more restrictions lifted hopefully very soon. So I was driving down the road this week, and I haven't been down this road for a while, I realized, because since I was driving down this road, things have changed. There were new lanes, traffic's being diverted differently. We're still wearing masks, and when you approach people in the shop, or you're walking past people, they're very fearful of whether you're going to pass on a virus or not. You're all wearing masks, but fear seems to rule, and seems to be the forefront of people's minds. But I'm a Christian. I'm not afraid. I believe that God is still in control of this beautiful planet that he's given us to look after. And so whether you're a Christian or not, there are still Bible principles that must be, it's just a rule, the rule of sowing and reaping. It's true in every walk of life, whether you're a Christian or not. This rule will never change. And so this time of year, it's seed time. It's seed time. And you can see this is what we've been doing with my grandchildren, this time of year. And we've got this little little network of little seeds in pots, and our little, I don't know if you can see, I'll turn it around a bit, but yes, we've got quite a little crop coming along. There's more on the windowsill up there, but yes, this principle will never change. Do you remember when we were in school? I'm going back quite a few years, because they may not sing it in schools anymore because it is a Christian song. We plough the fields and scatter the good seed on the land, for it is fed and watered by God's almighty hand. And it goes on about the seasons. He sends the sun in snow in winter, the warmth to swell the grain, the seed time and the harvest, the soft refreshing rain. I'm not sure if I've got all those words right, but I still remember that, and the principle is still the same. And a verse in the Bible, in Galatians chapter 6, verses 7 to 8, still, do not be deceived, God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. So that principle is a biblical principle, but it's a principle, worldwide principle. Everybody knows this. So when you go into the garden centre, you will buy packets of seeds, and it will tell you what your harvest is likely to be here. These are nasturtiums. We've done a bit of planting of sunflowers. We've done tomatoes of various types, and some strawberries and some sweet peas. And so we have a focus of what our harvest is going to be like. And so we read the instructions on the back of the packet to tell us what to do with them. And we try and kind of follow what it says. But, a farmer will plant potatoes and expect to get a potato crop at the end of it if all things go according to plan. He's not going to expect bananas at the end of the season. So, there's a process involved in that. You've got to prepare the soil, throw out the rocks, the stones, remove the slugs and snails. Stage one. That's the kind of the least enjoyable part, the preparation of what you want to expect. There's hard work involved sometimes. And then you plant the seeds, and the packet will tell you how many seeds to plant and how far apart they've got to be. You know, there are instructions to follow. It's just kind of simple rules, but we water the seeds, not too much, not too little, but it must be a regular watering, a consistent, regular watering at intervals. And the difficult bit, as well as the preparing the soil, is the waiting. The waiting. And during that waiting, we are praying for good results at the end. We just pray that we get a good crop for all of the work that we've put in at the beginning. And then we might see signs of growth peeping through the soil. But we still got to keep watering those seeds at intervals and keep removing the pests, or, you know, spraying and tending them, anything that might harm these little seedlings. And then we have to train the plants, like the tomatoes. We'll have to train up bean sticks. So we'll arrange all the bean sticks and prepare those, and we'll train the plants to grow up along those bean sticks. And it's a while then. We still wait and pray for the harvest that we expect to receive. And at the end of this season of waiting, praying for this great harvest, we might actually reap the harvest. We might not be the ones that reap it, but, you know, the grandchildren might come in and pick their own tomatoes when I'm not looking. But that's fine. Somebody else will reap the harvest, but they will enjoy the harvest. You know, after the rewards of all of those good seeds sown, the soil and the care, we hope we will get a good harvest. We pray we will get a good harvest. So it's the same principle in life. What harvest would you like to see in your life? You know, do you want to live a long, happy and healthy life? So why don't you put the good things into your life? Healthy food, healthy words, healthy images in front of your eyes. Don't put junk food in constantly. Junk food's nice once in a while, but don't put it in constantly, because as I have during lockdown, I've eaten a lot of biscuits. I've been working from home, so I've eaten a lot of biscuits just because they're there. So anyway, that's the result of my harvest that I'll have to work on. But, you know, don't watch junk TV all the time, because your mind, that will be the result. You will have nightmares. You might have, you know, upset stomach if you put bad food in all the time. Healthy images, healthy words. I read my Bible regularly, so healthy words, good books, things like that. Good material you put in, and then at least you're not being detrimental to your own bodies. And what do you want to see in your family? What do you want to sow? What harvest do you want to see in your family? It does matter if they're happy, healthy, or whatever. Do you sow good words into your family, into your grandchildren? Do you praise instead of criticize? That's not, it's not what I'm very good at. I should invest more in more praise, more encouragement. But I'm investing in my grandchildren. They're still small at this stage, and I'm trying to read the Bible with them. They pray. You know, they have been taught, they have been trained over the years, not by me, but by other people, to pray, by their school or whatever. You know, I am seeing the signs of people's work in them, other people's investment in them. And, you know, instead of, you know, I tend to give my sons a barrage of instructions to follow, but really they learn by our behavior. You know, our children and grandchildren are going to learn by what they see us do. So what are we investing in our future generations beyond that? So what are we sowing into their lives? And are we training them up the bean poles like we do the tomato plants and the beans? Are we training them? We've got to keep doing this. It's not just a one-off investment. It's got to be a consistent investment throughout their lives. You know, we may not be perfect all the time. I know I am not perfect, but if we keep doing this over a long period of time, they will see the investment in them. They might not realize we're investing in them, but they will see the investment in them, and they may copy, and we may be training them up that beanpole. And are we waiting and praying for good results? That's an important stage, the waiting and the praying for a good result. So yes, that's also hard work and investment in our children and our grandchildren, the waiting and the praying for good results. And we should know that if we've put this investment, if we've taken away the bad elements that might harm our children or our grandchildren, we can pray for good results. And as a farmer, we can expect good results. I know that God is in control, and he is also wanting the same harvest. So he is already invested in my children and my grandchildren. But if you're not a believer in God, the same principles apply. You reap what you sow. So I would encourage you to just invest. The most valuable investment you can give your children and your grandchildren, is your time. And even if you don't have much time, if you're busy and working or whatever, time is an investment that never goes to waste if it's in your children and grandchildren. So yes, like these seeds here, I've got my little box of seeds here, and this is the result of planting. What are these? These are poached egg plants. I don't really know what a poached egg plant is, but I assume it's got a yellow middle and a white around the outside. We'll wait and see, but that will be an exciting harvest. But yes, we've planted these, and we're expecting to see something that looks like a poached egg at the end of it. That will be interesting. I have had some failures. I've been trying to grow basil. My sister last year grew magnificent basil in the same soil, the same seeds, the same kind of pot, because I gave her those things. I tried to grow it and I failed miserably, but I'm obviously doing something wrong, and perhaps I didn't read my instructions properly. But invest the time and the energy and the consistency in your future generations that come after you, because it will not go to waste. They will see the investment. And one day, by praying and waiting, you will see the good harvest at the end of it. So I encourage you today, do the sowing and reaping principle in your garden, because it's a lovely time of year to get out there anyway, but also in your family. God bless you today. And I'll just pray this over you. God bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. God bless.